What's happening, Hoodlum gang? Welcome back to my channel. This your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old win, and I'm back at y'all with another video. But before we get started, if you happen to be new to the channel and you want to become a member of the Hoodlum gang, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend, hit that notification bell, and go on over to IG and follow me at Hoodie from the Hood. Y'all see the title, man. I told y'all it was coming. It's here. I was going to do it tomorrow, but I'm sitting here doing something, but not really doing nothing. So I figured I'd get y'all the content right now and just upload it tomorrow morning. Y'all kind of like that video, and y'all been real engaging about the topic at hand, man. Now, a lot of y'all, I knew it was going to happen. Y'all do not listen. I told y'all from the beginning, cliques that are a part of hoods. Y'all start telling me about Cliccs, Scandalous, PMG, Rodney, PMG. Come on, bro. We talking about hoods with cliques inside of it. Some of y'all start naming hoods. I think somebody said do Pasole, do Escondido, Diablos. Like, bro, I didn't say Notorious hoods. I said Notorious cliques within hoods. I could tell a lot of y'all didn't pay attention in school, or you might have just been not paying attention at the moment. Rodney. That's my dog right there. But it was a few of y'all just saying, I'm like, bro, that's why I made the whole other video, you know what I mean, to lay the ground rules so y'all know. So I probably do about 3 clicks on this video, maybe 4, depending on how long it run. I don't want it to go too far. I know I said I was going to write notes down. I ain't going to write no notes down, man. I'm going to go ahead and freestyle it. Now, there is no order. Just because I'm doing these clicks first, don't mean there was more notorious than the ones that's going to be in the last video. Whatever part that's going to be, 4, 5, 6, I don't know. However long this series go, I'll let y'all know when it's the last one. So like I said, just because you going first don't mean you number one, and everybody going to get their shine. Starting off with the first click, Syndo Mob. If you from Dago, you know about Syndo Mob. If you're not from Dago, you may or may not know about Syndo Mob, depending on if you was from LA and you was one of them dudes that was out here in the 80s during the dope era, or if you just saw one of these documentaries about Dago, whether it be Warren, Cali, Swamp Stories, Gangland, then you know about Syndo Mob. Syndo Mob was a clique that was a part of Lincoln Park Bloods. It was an acronym, SYNDO, Schoolyard Notorious Drug Operation. I believe Schoolyard is one of they G homies, one of their members. And I don't know what year they came out. I'm quite sure people will tell me in the comments. But it was sometime during the crack era, for sure. Look at what it stand for. And they may have came out when they was still Lincoln Park Pyru. I don't know what year they turned into Lincoln Park Bloods. I know they from what I was hearing, they were saying that, you know, the Pyru thing was too much of a LA thing, even though the Crip Blood, the whole SA thing, all this came from LA anyways. But I think they just more so, you know, the Blood thing was just being anti-Crip as opposed to Pyru being an actual street in Compton. So they might have been Lincoln Park Pyru at this time when Syndo Mob first started, and then obviously somewhere in the mid 80s converting to Bloods. But anyways, Syndo Mob was notoriously known. It's crazy because sometimes you will hear people, like older people, they'll say Syndo Mob as if it's not Lincoln Park. They'll be like, oh yeah, he from Syndo Mob. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you know that they was kicking up dust. Obviously, I wasn't around. I was born in 88. And for somebody to refer to it as if it's his own entity, and maybe it was in this, you know, somebody would have to correct me, but that's how you know that there was Notorious, no pun intended, schoolyard notorious drug operation. But anyways, speaking of me being born in 88, that's the year when the unaliving of the rookie cop. It was on Gangland, and like I said, it might have been on Swamp Stories or Warren Cali, whatever. I think they all touched on it. And whatever else is out there. Mitchie Slick got interviews where he spoke on it. But it was a rookie cop named something Heartless. I can't think of his first name right now. They was in their hood having a meeting or whatever. They was headed to go somewhere, or they was whatever, and the police pulled up, jumped out on them. Whatever happened, he chased somebody. He ended up deleted, unalived, R.I.P. So them dudes, they went down on it. It was, I don't know how many of them. I think it was like 10 of them. It was a lot of them on that case. I could be wrong. I believe everybody kept it solid. I don't know. But they end up going down. And when I did the video, if y'all haven't seen it, it's a few videos back, maybe 4 or 5 videos back, where there's an ex-San Diego police officer that worked for the gang unit in the late 80s, early 90s, whatever. He's talking about, he brought them up. He said Lincoln Park, though. And he said they unalived the cop, and he said they was trying to blow up the court building and stuff like that. This is the type of time they was on. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Somebody who worked on the police force at that time is telling you how they was getting down. So for that, Syndo Mob had to make the cut. If you're from Dago, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, and you just, I'm quite sure it's people who've been locked up with fools from Syndo Mob, and a lot of them got it tatted on them. Them dudes got to be pushing 60 right now, if not in their 60s. The next clique is a part of a hood that you could name multiple cliques. They got 30, they got 13. I'm talking about Logan Heights, by the way, as a hood, but bear with me. They got 30, they got 13, they got 33rd. They had a Logan Heights clique that was actually in East San Diego. I don't know if they still around, but Logan Heights clique I used to be, you know. You got a Logan Heights 32nd Street. I've started seeing that. And I actually just met somebody from there maybe 2 days ago. Ran into him, you know, we kept looking at each other, and eventually he broke the ice. He said something, and then I walked up, we hollered, whatever the case, everything was cool. But he said Logan Heights 32nd Street. And it's crazy because he had an SD hat on, but he had an LA tatted right here on his neck. And I'm like, but when you been doing this for so long, your gang IQ, it kicked in. LAH. That's how you say LH in Spanish. LAH. LH Logan Heights. So I instantly was like, oh, boom, makes sense. And you got the Red Steps. That's the clique I want to talk about specifically. The Red Steps is at Chicano Park. Now, they got a big hood that's made up of different communities. Of course, the gang is called Logan Heights. But you got the community of Stockton. That's what the neighborhood is called, Stockton. That's over by, I think that's Martin Luther King Elementary. I think it used to be called Stockton, and now it's called Martin Luther King. Or it was called Martin Luther King, and now it's called Stockton Elementary. It's right there on 32nd Street, going towards Market Street, though. You got the Memorial neighborhood, which is over by Memorial Park, 30th and Ocean View. That's more like 30. Stockton is more like 33rd, I guess. Or 32nd. 13 is more around 28th, 29th, Clay Street, Webster. Yeah, like up in that area. Imperial. And Red Steps is in Barrio Logan. actually over there, you know what I mean, under the Coronado Bridge where Chicano Park is at. Red Steps, well, first of all, like, if you know anything, Logan Heights has had various documentaries and stuff about them too. And there was the dude, Popeye, who was connected with the cartels, and he was recruiting people from his neighborhood. Y'all seen it all over the internet. And they accidentally unalived that cardinal back in the days. That made big news. So Logan was like, as a kid, we heard of Logan and my uncles, because they lived on 33rd Street. You know what I mean? We attended the Boys and Girls Club on 30th and all that. So I'm familiar with that area. My little brother played baseball for Memorial Park. But my uncles used to always be messing with us, and they used to be like, hey, man, don't go to Chicano Park, man. Logan gonna get you. Logan. Like, they used to always be saying that. And it kind of made us be like, well, ain't no kinda. It made us be like, we ain't never going to Chicano Park. I don't think I went to Chicano Park until I was like 21 years old. 22, 20, somewhere around there was the first time I ever been there. I had went my whole life without going to Chicano Park, even though I was off the porch and with the full festivities. Well, first of all, I had no reason to go over there, but it was just like, it's still, they kind of ingrained that don't go over there because you're going to be unalived. That's how they used to put it out there. And I'm quite sure stuff has happened at that park. Come on, it's Chicano Park. I'm quite sure people, you know, have been deleted right there. But that's where the Red Steps is at. That's where it's actually located. And I remember when I was about 13, 14, and it was this girl, this Mexican girl. And, you know, we had a thing for each other. And her brothers was from Logan, and she lived by Chicano Park. Now, I was living on 33rd at the time, and she used to always be like, come over to my house after school. Nobody be there for a certain amount of hours. And I used to be like, never. I'm not going over there. I used to be like, just meet me at Memorial Park. You know what I mean? Because Memorial was like, that's where Treinta be, but that's where West Coast be. Like, these where the homies be, you know what I mean? Like I said, my little brother played baseball up here. I feel more comfortable up here. And this is after we had that big riot with them fools from Logan. This is about 2002. I don't know if I ever actually told that story, like its own video, or if I told it on a different video. But I used to be like, nah, meet me at Memorial. She used to be like, nah, then where we gonna go? Like, come over here, come to my house. My mom is at work. My brother, I think she used to say her brothers was at work or something. I didn't believe it. I just felt like if I go over there, I'm going to end up hiding under a bed, stuck in the closet. I'm not doing it. And then got to walk from Chicano Park all the way to 33rd. And if you're from San Diego, that's a mission, homie. That's slipping, homie. Nah. But yeah, man, Logan Heights, Red Steps, they hood in general, but, you know, just like a lot of these hoods that I'm mentioning. But the Red Steps clique and the Treinta was probably the two most that was, you know, that rung bells. I think Treinta might be the original clique. That's 30th Street for y'all don't know Spanish. That's 30th Street. Like I said, Ocean View, 30th and Ocean View Boulevard. I think they might be the original. I could be wrong. Red Steps could be the original. Treinta could be second. They both deep. You always run into them too. I don't know who's deeper. But yeah, Red Steps. Who's the third? I'ma say. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with the Blue Babies, the young Blue Babies, West Coast. The Blue Babies is the young Blue Babies. There's a Blue Babies that I believe originated in the early 80s. If you watch my video when I had a conversation with Big Dollar, that was the generation and the clique he was from. Those was the originals. The young Blue Babies probably originated in, I don't even know, maybe the mid 90s, maybe the early 90s. I don't know. somewhere around there, mid-90s, early 90s, and all the way up until my time. See, the thing about some of these cliques, some of them will stop recruiting after a while. They'll close the door, like, hey man, you missed that era, and then you got to start a new clique. But some of these cliques, they never stop recruiting, and you could be 30 and somebody could be 15 and y'all from the same cliques. It happens like that. But the young blue babies was the ones, well, they West Coast in general, but the young blue babies was the ones that it seemed like they was just deeper. They had the LCs, the lover soys or the lover boys, for y'all who might not know. They was there, and them dudes was turned up too. I don't know why they was called lover soys, because you ain't no player. Them niggas was just as grimy and with the friction as the blue babies. You know what I mean? I ain't see him with, when I was around, I ain't see him with no hoes. You know what I mean? Trust me, because, you know, if he was a player, I would have been on it. But I ain't see him with no hoes. They was just banged out too. But the young blue babies was aggressive. They was everywhere. You always seen it hit up in juvenile hall, whatever the case, on the streets. Like, they was, man, if you know, you know. If you're from Dago, you for sure know what I'm talking about. And like I said, if you're not from Dago, you probably been in YA, you probably been in the pen with a blue baby. No, ain't no probably, for sure. That might be they deepest clique. Blue babies and young blue babies might be they deepest clique, and you ran into them dudes everywhere, and the name was ringing in the late 90s. Obviously, I was still in elementary, but that was a name that you heard. Young blue babies. Everybody swore there was a blue baby. And yeah, man, this video already 16 minutes long, going on 17 minutes. I was going to do a fourth one, but I'm going to save that for part 2. I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Like I said, y'all was real engaging with this topic, and y'all was excited, and it got me excited about it. So y'all let me know what y'all think about the first 3. Like I said, there's no particular order. These are just the first 3 that I'm doing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. And yeah, man, leave your thoughts in the comments. Your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big O N. I'm out.